I'm going to introduce my assistant,
Hello.
Teresa. Come on, Teresa.
Well, what are we doing here? Hi.
I got in the car and she said, I do not believe this. We do this almost every time, and we do not call each other and talk about it before we show up.
I know, because I was dressing out this morning. I said, there is no way that Eleanor and I are going to look alike today. And then as soon as I pick her up, I say,
Too much
so that was
fun.
it's funny. You know?
Too much fun.
Yes.
Well, one of the quilts that Teresa showed you when I was out is finished now. Okay, you gonna help me hold this one, Teresa? I started this one. Come over here. She actually finished it for me.
We just put the binding on it. See?
Isn't it cute? And it's really called Mill and Stars. Mill and Stars. And so, Teresa, I sent some of the blocks down. I didn't know what I was going to do with them. You know how that is. And she put them all together in that arrangement, and I just loved them. Yeah, okay, there he is, Mill and Stars. And so show the back too, because it's just really fun to put on a little round table or something like that. So that's the first one, the first quilt. I want to catch up with you. Now you're supposed to say, what have I been doing all this time? What have I been doing this time? Actually, I work with the women in the Julian Women's Club, and we've been making our opportunity quilt. The word was out that I've been standing by and supervising. Supervising, just in case you didn't know, it's because I broke my wrist and it was pretty out of commission. But I'm doing better. But anyhow, this is the quilt that we made. Ta-da! Ah, I want to hear some noise. Ooh, ah. So I said to my group, it's a group of 6, and I said, do you want to make an easy quilt for our opportunity quilt this year, or do you want to be challenged? They said they wanted to be challenged, and I think they might have been sorry after they got started on it. But it is from my book, All-Star Quilt. I know we have a book just in case. Yes, this one? Ah, we're going to sell tickets on this one just in case you don't get a ticket. And you don't win, you can make your own. But Patty, my sister, picked out the fabric, and there's fussy cuts all through it. So we worked as a team, sewed this quilt together, and then we all sat around. It was just like a little old-fashioned quilting bee. We turned it upside down on the dining room table, and we hand stitched down the binding. And if you know Mary Jo Rambold, she used to be a resident in Julian. She has moved, but she did the long arm quilting for us. We said we want something special in the center, and little did I know she would make special designs all through the quilt. Isn't it cool? But anyhow, we do a drawing on July 4th for somebody to win this. And I have to tell you, I sold all of my tickets, but you will be able to order them online. If you go to Quilt in a Day, I know we'll get the name up there soon. All right, do you want to see your pattern for today? Yes. Ooh, it's been fun. I just want you to know, I just got the die for this on Saturday of last week, and I went to work, and here it is. Ta-da! Wow. It's a different name. It's called, it's braided. Yeah, somebody said it's braided. It's Plaited Block. Plaited Block. And I'll show you, I looked it up in Barbara Bracken, Plaited Block. I said, what is plaited? I asked Siri, and they started saying, well, it's a piece of china that is like, no, Plaited, plaited, and it means like braided. It said braided like hair and like hay. I don't know who would braid hay, but that's what it said. A farm girl? A farm girl? Oh, of course. But anyhow, I did it in the purple colors. I thought it was really fun. And then I said, oh man, it's kind of boring. It's kind of boring. I need to do some fancy quilting in the middle. I said, I can't quilt. I'm a piecer. So I did applique flowers right in the center. And I thought that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. The plaid, the check. I did worry. I thought I had to line up all of those checks, and then I found out it didn't matter. It didn't really matter, so then it was just really fun to do. I'm trying to look around. We don't even have room because the big one took up all the space on the design wall. But you have your paper, right? Okay, I have so many things to show you up here on the table. We lost Teresa. Don't go away.
Wonder what she's going to have me do.
Oh, we're going to have you work. First thing, we're going to take this one away from the old pattern. But this is the board. Here it is right here, Plaited Block. And I want to show you. I looked in Barbara Brackman's encyclopedia. Yep. And I said, okay, plaited. And yes, right here it is. There it is, right there. Isn't that something? $41.95. And it was actually designed by Nancy Cabot. Nancy Cabot. Doesn't say a date on it, but there it is. And what's really interesting on this very same page is up here, this one. This one is 4189, and it's called the double link or the friendship quilt. Friendship links, this one. And I was so surprised because I just got Quilter's World magazine, and there it is. Ah, very similar, huh? I thought, gee, but this one they did a variety of colors, kind of scrappy colors, and so that's what I thought would be really nice to do. It was on the cover. This is Quilter's World. It's pretty recent, just in case you want to look that one up. But this is not Accuquilt. This is just piecing with strips. Piecing with strips. Okay, that's good. So another one that you can get is this block from Accuquilt. It's called Woven Block. Do you have this block sitting around, Teresa?
You mean this one?
Yep.
Okay.
See, Teresa made it.
Well, kind of.
Kind of. It's kind of different. Just kind of squint at it and put it out of focus.
Basically, they use the medium as their background, and then their background is their medium, if you notice. But it is just different. Yeah. I personally like when they're so close. That way, it really looks like a ribbon twisted, you know.
I'm going to put one block out. One block out like the one that we are going to make. I like this red. Fancy that. Anyhow, that's one block. Wow. And it's braided, right? It's plaited. Okay, so we're going to take that aside, move this. And it's this die it's a bob block, bob, and that means it's block on board. Block on board. I almost forgot what it meant. That means that when you get the die, all the pieces that you need to sew one block are all on the same board, block on board, B-O-B, and that makes it really easy. So it's nice and long like that. And look, just 4, just A, see, you got to remember, okay? And Teresa put the tape around just so you could position them. So it's just an A, it's just a square. B, it's cut in 4 pieces. C, half square triangles. And D, rectangles. And so I'm going to go over how to cut all of those pieces, and then the hot shot over here is going to sew them.
Oh,
How's that sound?
See, I was wondering
And what you have today are the directions that are on the back of the packaging, but I went ahead and put my little seams on the paper. So you want to keep that. How's that sound? You like the seams on the paper. So do I. I like the seams on the paper. The instructions say you can just leave the seams and just press the seams together. But open them. Press the seams open. But I like to press them in certain directions so everything locks together. Yes, everything. Eric, you can show them everything locks together. And when you look, I want you to go, ooh. You see that? Want to see the back? Ooh. Is that good? Yay! Thank you. It takes hours. I wonder how many of you have never been in class before. I have a feeling that a couple of you. Oh, you're supposed to make a lot of noise and be excited over little things like seams locking together. Whoa! Wow. And okay, so I'm going to go to my strips, and I have to tell you that with my broken wrist, I decided I have to take and do this the easiest way that I can, cutting. And so I got out my strip cutters. Yay! And I found out, I want you to look on this paper right here. For the background, if you're going to make multiple blocks, the easiest way is to cut 4.5-inch strips. I go, okay, I can do that. I have a strip cutter. I have tons of strip cutters. How many of you have your strips? We are strippers here, aren't we? Okay, a 4.5-inch strip, and the next easy one, the most popular of all of them, is a 2.5-inch strip. And I thought with these two sizes, I could do this. And I did it. Yeah, you like that, huh? Okay, so let me show you. I'm just following along on the top where it says background for multiple blocks. You're going to do from the 4.5, you do A and B. A and B. And then for the 2.5, you're just going to do C. There's not any background in D. Okay? Got it? Okay, so then if you want to do just one block, which I gave you directions, this is just a quick paper that I think will help you. But anyhow, it says if you're going to do a background single block, I want you to follow down along there. And it says, for a single block, it says 4.5 by 31. Does that number say 31 or 21? Nope. 2. 20, add a 1 after it. That was what happened. We missed that, Teresa. Huh? Okay, I want you to take 21. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, 21. And it's actually just a little bit more than a half a strip, okay? 21. It says 2, and then that 1 is missing. I hate that. Teresa and I proved it. A lot of good, we did it. Okay, and so I'm just going to take this 21-inch piece. I want to make A, and it is a 4-inch square. And what I do is accordion fold. So this is A, and I just kind of like hold it a little bit over the edge, kind of get it framed up, and then go back and forth. That's 2, and this is 3, right? 3, and this is 4, and this is 5. Oh, look, a little extra to spare. That is 5 pieces stacked up on A, okay? On A. And then for B, you have to go.
Would you like me to press that?
Yes, you already did. You did one and pressed it, but I lost it already.
What?
I don't know where it is.
What are you looking for?
Here, your little stack that you pressed last night for me.
I did.
Yeah, you did. Okay, and then the next thing, so now I need shape B. Shape B. I'm moving down underneath the single block, the background single block. This one. And it says I need to have 3 4.5-inch pieces, all right? You with me? Okay, so if I stack that, 4.5-inch pieces. So you should be really impressed that I can use my rotary cutter, because I just have been able to do that. I've just been able to hold my cup of coffee. Okay, I stacked up, and now I'm going to cut another 4.5. Whoop. Okay, and this is B. And look, there's 4 little squares on B. So I'm just going to stack it right on there. Okay, that's good. Okay, and now we are moving down. So it says shape C. You need to have 2.5 by 6-inch strips, right? C. Now you go to the 2.5-inch, and I just need out of the background a 2.5 by 6. Is that easy? It's easy for somebody that can't use their hand, right? Oh, and cover that one. And there's no D background, right? Okay, so that we lined it up, all right? That's 4.5, that's 3 of them. This is the C, no D. Okay, only background. Now, this is what I figured out. Man, I don't want to go through all my scraps and everything and try to figure this out. So I went to my 10-inch squares. Ah, ooh. Yeah. 10-inch squares. Do you have a collection? And you really just need 2 values, like a medium and a dark. And actually, what I kind of did was a figure and a dark. And the same there, I did the little check and a dark. So it's easy to just pick out 2 pieces. And actually, I'm just going to cut 1 pair of my 10-inch squares, but you know that you could probably stack up 3 pairs. 3 times 2 is 6. And how many layers are you allowed to cut on your Accuquilt cutter? 6. Doesn't that sound like this is going to be fast? Okay, so now I have my medium and dark. I stacked a medium and dark 10-inch square. So the first thing I want to cut is shape D. Shape D. And what size is it? 4 by 10? 4 by 10. Yes. 4 by 10. And if you read it, it says something to do with your 4 by 10s. What are we supposed to do with our 4 by 10? Fold it in half. Just fold it in half and place it on D. D. Okay? That's good. Okay, now it says C. Now what are we going to do? What size is C? 2.5 by 6. Do you see the little picture on the side? It's a picture of this. Now I'm going to do 2.5 by 6. Right? Okay. And that's for C. C. But what I like to do is put my pieces right sides together. These are for half square triangles. I put my dark on the top of a pair. I take background. That's right side up. Oh, you can tell in this one. This is wrong sides. This is the right side together to it. Stack it up, right sides together. I always press towards the darkest, so that's why you want it on the top. Okay, this will, the background, put this one right sides together. You need to have 4 half square triangles. You stack them up, and you're hot. Hot, baby, hot. Look at that. You're going to get them in a jiffy. We good? Okay, now we did D and C, and now we have to do B. Okay, and it says 1 4.5-inch square, and just look at the drawing. There's not much left. Okay, 4.5 inches. I have both of them layered up. I'm going to cut. Ta-da! And I'm going to take them over to B. And first of all, there's 2 here, but there's 3 here. So I'm going to put this one on the bottom. 1 background. And now I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the other 2. I'm going to put these right sides together. So when I put them right sides together and cut them, they're ready to sew. If you, I have to figure out all of these little things, these little systems, so I can stack it and just fly with it. I don't have much time left. Okay, so I think it's that they're all on there now. I layered it with the background, and it's all one stack. Looking good. Now you have to give me the die or the mat. Ta-da! For the magic. And now Teresa gets to push it through.
While I push it through, will you cut me 2.5 by 6, and then I have it. This is your additional stuff.
Thank you, Teresa. You reminded me. Oh my goodness, there's leftovers. We can't have leftovers. So we have to just take that and just cut it off. And now, that's all we have left. When Teresa picked me up, she said, I like your necklace. I kept on, necklace. Well, this is what you do. With that little piece that you have left, all you have to do is get a piece of your white background and again, stack it up, right sides together, and just cut triangles. And who knows what you're going to do with them, but you can do something with them, right? But don't waste them. No way. Okay. So now this is the tricky part. Oh, you got to rub it good. No friction. Oh, let me see. It looks like it slipped. Okay, so I just like to rub it and then take a hold of the corner and just twist it off so it stays in order. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, you can have that. And so now if you just go ahead and take all of these little pieces, you need a little pair of scissors. Yep, that's the first one. I should start with A, right? This is A, right? There's 5 of them there, right? A. This is B. These are little squares. Take them. They're all together. And now this one, this is the one you don't want to mess up. Just slipped off a little bit. Because they're already right sides together, and all you have to do is pick them up and sew them together. Oops, are you impressed with my broken hand? A, B, C, D. That was fast, right? Yes. Okay, now you get to turn it over. And this is right off of the packaging, and Teresa's going to sew.
Oh, I am?
Yeah, you're going to sew.
Okay.
You're fast. She's a fast lady. She's very, very fast. Okay. So, what's your, okay, tell about what you got here. What's this thing?
Oh, this is Sew Straight and Fabric Slider. This basically is the Sew Straight here, and I even left it on my table anymore, and I do like it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us say, oh no, I don't want it because I have to take my bobbin out. So I have done with the stiletto, I just go to my little corner and lift it right there, and then I lift that out. Oops, I cut instead of lifted. And then I just move it away. I don't take everything out. I just move this part and put it right there while I change my bobbin. And it's glued there very nicely. And it really, all these type of things, when I have little pieces like this, is so perfect to measure my pieces whenever I cut and so on. So it slides super easy. But I still have to, I feel like it's a lot easier for me to lift it with my stiletto. I'm not that much anything, and you see I'm poking anything. So very good. I never even realized, but I kept it in my sewing machine, and now it's just like an extra tool I have there. Because I don't have to see my, well, I do see my guide and all that, but I still also, when I'm way up here, I still look in my 1/4 inch guide. And then it's so handy for me, this is obviously right, but I'm always like, I have too many pieces. I say, oh yeah, that's the right piece whenever I have certain projects. And
I never thought about doing
all
that.
those things. So,
okay,
anyway.
All right. So we're on the back side. We're at step 1, all right? Step 1, and what are the shape? What's the shape? Square is at B. Okay, and it says how many to make of each? Oh, 3, but then make 2 of each. Okay, I have 3 B pieces, but you make 2 of each of those.
In case you need this.
So now I just picked up one of the set of squares. They're already ready, right sides together. So watch, Teresa's just 2.
But then this is my extra one that I'm going to put aside.
We need to put that aside. Okay, that's only 1 and 2 of each. So now we have to do this 1, 2. They're already in pairs, right? See, that's the idea. Do you guys like to figure out stuff so you do it quicker? You like me to do it? Well, so watch how Teresa sews. I mean, she's assembly line, and she just had, they were all lined up and all ready. And now we need to go back. Okay, so now you have to cut it. Okay, you have your little, oh.
I do, but I'm fine.
Okay, so now she's gonna open this up. Ta-da! So there's always 3 in a row. So white, medium and white again. Would you like these?
Yes, please, and 2 more from
Okay.
underneath.
You're so picky. Okay, and 2 more. So you see, that's an easy piece to do, right? And these will be used again. These will be used. Don't worry about them. You can get rid of that one. Okay, so she's opening them up. And now while she is sewing that, look very carefully at step 1, seams.
Will you give me those?
Do you see what the seams are? What are they? Oh, to the light. Yeah, they're pressed away from the center. And that is what I added. Merritt added that for you. So, yeah, so if you press in the end, everything is going to lock together. But we're not going to run to our machine.
No, I'm going to give you the purple thing. Can I open your drawer?
Oh, the purple thing.
If I see one.
Oh.
Maybe it's in the other drawer.
Okay. She has the drawer so organized we can't find anything.
Make S in here,
Okay.
just in case. Okay, what's
Okay.
next?
So now go to step 2, and what do we have? See, do you see in step 2, see the half square triangles? Remember, they're already right sides together, and that's why you don't want them to fall apart. And I'll show you closely with Eric. It's really interesting, but your seam is 1/4 of an inch. Yeah, okay, I'll pick up this. Your seam is 1/4 of an inch, and it goes right in the indentation. And then this straight line, it will end up to help you put the blocks together. Oh, look at Teresa. She's already pressing the seams open on step 1.
Yeah.
Okay? She likes to use this little tool.
I do, if I don't go to the sewing.
See, she just opening it up and pressing.
And like I said before, I didn't even realize that's 1/4 of an inch right there. You can measure your seam.
Ooh.
Okay. Anyway, that's
Okay.
the part.
Good job.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so now here you go. Here are all the little triangles. I found out that if I just keep on sewing as much as I could until I need to stop and press, I can get it done faster. Do you like that, Sally? You sew like that? You just got to figure out everything. It's all time for me. Yeah, I know. It's just really fun. Okay, and so these in 2, look at the seams and how do you press? Do you see towards the dark? Medium or dark? Okay, so we'll do that because we are still going to go to step 3 because we can still do it, okay? Step 3, and what's the piece that you need? A. We need to have, let's see, 2 of each color, so how many is that? 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 1 left. That is going to be your center. And now I need to have which piece? What? D. D. And look, if you pick up 1 stack, there's 2 of each color in the stack. And there's total of 4 and 4. Oh, look.
I'm waiting. What were you like?
Oh,
where
yeah,
you want me to-
That's a good thing. You see how she's pressing her seams open really fast while I'm talking? We practiced this yesterday. Can you tell?
Okay.
This girl is a whiz.
Okay.
You've heard of quilt in a day? She's quilting a half a day.
All right.
Good. Okay, now you have these, and you can put them right sides together. Okay, she's got 2 stacks. You got 4 4 and 4, right
All
side up.
Right side up? Okay.
Right side up. That's the hardest thing
Yes.
to see, especially with the white on white. Okay, so if we look at this block while she's stitching, we already did this one, right? We did this one, and now this is what she's doing right here. This part right here. So, and then, and now, and the triangles, the half square triangles, there's a half square triangle there, and a half square triangle there. And we've got, now we're nearly all done with all the pieces.
So we just
Okay.
press these towards
So,
the
right,
dark. What is it telling you, yeah?
Press towards the dark on the triangles. Okay, and there's one that we didn't really talk about, step 3. What are you going to do at step 3? To the white. To the white, to the white. Okay, this one is good. Okay, this one, this is going to go to the light. So if you put light on the top, then you can just set the seam and just open light on the top. And then whenever you press, it'll just go there. Okay. So I'm going to show you something while Teresa does that. Okay? Okay, I'll let you. Woo, woo, woo.
There we go, Al.
Yes. And I found out I like to leave them connected because there's so many pieces I get so confused in the end.
That's what she told me yesterday. I say, okay, but it makes sense. Then you go and get what you need because you're not using them all.
But these, after the triangles, you really need to cut apart. And this is our newest little tool. It is. This, you put your used blades inside this tool, and it's just great. But I do need to keep the mediums and the darks in 2 separate steps. Okay, let me go. Woo, woo. Is that fast? Yeah. And that's fast? Okay, so now let's see where we're going to go. What number are we on now? Step 4. Are you with me? Yes, you're with me. Okay. What's the first piece we need? D. D. Remember D? D. We still got 2 of each of the colors, right? And we have to put the little triangles with the same color. Okay? Like this. Like this. Is that right? Yes. That's right. And this one, we got to get these dots out. 1, 2. Same colors. Line them up as pairs. Okay, so now just take them and lay them. You only need 2.
So I'll give 2 back.
Give me 2 back. Give me 2 back. She's so telling you, she's so picky.
Is this how that is? Huh?
Yep, that's how it is.
Okay.
I like to lay, this is what the picture says. Now, if you look at the illustration in step 4, how are you supposed to press? Toward the bigger piece, yeah. Yes, and you just assembly line right through there. Cool. So I had my broken wrist, and you know, I went crazy because I couldn't sew. I was just, you couldn't clean. Okay, so now she's pressing. If you put the triangles on the top and you open it, then you will automatically just press that seam towards the rectangle, towards D. Okay, and then there's a similar one. Okay, this piece that she just made, is this one right here. See? This is it. Now we have to switch. We're going to switch the fabrics. It's really 3 squares, and I want you to look at that. I barely saw. I'm on step 5 now. You see step 5? And there are little squares in between, and I didn't see that.
So when she tells you she can't see, she can't see.
I can't see. Oh gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna make you a little stack, okay?
All right. Sounds
All right.
good.
Ah, but I don't like that picture because I'm fighting my seam. So let's turn it upside down. Better! Turn it upside down. See? Turn it upside down and see if you can see it now. Okay, 1, 2, let me see, 3. Okay, now is that right? Like a square, a triangle, and a square.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's supposed to be 2 of those in each stack.
And they're the same?
Yep.
Where is my, can I have that?
Oop. Okay, see, there's this one. See, you're using up everything now. You're using up every single thing in the stack. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2,
And this is the other one.
and is that it?
Yep.
And I can flip it a little bit.
You can
To
turn
right
it
there.
around, and the reason I did that is because now when you flip this one right sides together, then you're not fighting that seam right there. Now everybody's supposed to say, I get it. That's much easier.
Can I?
Yep.
Can I
You're
put
shaking your head. I love it.
I'm putting my background here, so
Yeah.
I know
she
what
has
I'm doing.
3, so she's just flipping. See, sometimes we can't sew the whole block in front of you, but let me see. It's going on 10 to 11, and our pieces are just about all laid out now. Are we doing good?
Oh,
Yeah, so she's putting 4 onto each other. So whenever I couldn't sew, I started dreaming about all the unfinished quilts that I have, and I keep on finding more and more every time I open a box or a closet. I find more, but I was lucky enough to find at least a couple of quilts that were all cut from my Accuquilt cutter and were all ready to sew. And so all I needed to do was sew
wow.
as straight a seam as I could, and it was really fun to do.
With one hand?
Yeah, no, I could slide this one along. This, I have my little slippy thing, and I could sew it along. But it was really a blessing, so just remember, think about that. Okay, so now when she is done, let me see. You are finishing, I'm going to turn it around right side up now. 5. So look at this. We get to go to step 6.
These, where do I press them towards?
And lay them out. Okay, how do you press in step 5? To the outside, going right down through the
Both
middle.
means the same thing, right?
Mhm. Yep.
All right.
Okay, you cut those. And I'm going to start. Let's see what I can see. I am going to move to step 6. And step 6, I have the medium color. And that's going to be at the top. And beside it, oops, that's not the medium. Okay, like this. Are those the first 2 on top, right?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, now we get the ones with the little half square triangle. And now look how it's turned. Let's see. Ooh, let me see. I bet it has to go like that, right? And what about this guy? It has to get turned around. Is that right? That's cool.
That's what the picture looks like anyway.
Yay! Okay, now this is the amazing thing. Let's just pick up these two pieces, okay? We're going to put them right sides together. And how do the seams go? They lock together. They lock together. And there's nothing to lock down here. Aren't you excited about that? Okay, so how do you want to line it up? They're all going to lock.
Can I just take a set like this?
Yep, you get to have a whole
Okay.
set.
Then I'm going to put these aside.
Yep, because there's
So I
three
know
pieces.
it's on the right hand side.
Yep,
Now turn the middle to the left.
Yep.
And so. That
Yep.
sounds good?
yep,
Okay.
yep. It's amazing how it can all lock together. And this the sheet that comes with your die is really easy to follow. Do you think? You think? Are you doing good with it? Yeah, that's good. That's good, so that you can do it. And I think the whole design is fun. Let's see. I want to see. Ooh, I did something here. Look at this. I love the orange.
It's very pretty.
Yeah, the orange. And so I just put the, this is called Funky Flower. Funky Flower. This is a die. And it gives your number right there. The Funky Flower. And it just has paperback fusible on the top. And you just cut it out, and then I'm going to do like a blanket stitch on my machine around the outside edge. So that one could be fun to do. So now let's see. I'm going to put this one out and maybe put this on the opposite corner. Well, how about let's just do it so you see how two match up. Okay. See how they're going to go together? Yep. And we have more. But what I thought, we need lots more colors. But how about if we do this? And we have turquoise. This is like the quilter, and I love the blue one. How about that one?
That looks fun.
And that's what's going to lay out. It's just really fun with scraps. She is already done. Nope, just a little bit. Okay, so look at the pictures on step 6. How are the seams pressed?
Away from the center.
Away from the center, and that's easy to do, right? I am laying out on step 7. I'm starting with the center. Yep. And then this is D, 1, 2. Actually, I keep on putting out the wrong ones. There. 1, 2. And this, 3, 4. That's easy. That's the easiest part. Okay. So I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay, so Teresa is carefully pressing away from the center. So now this is the piece that we have. I'm looking at the block. Whoop. I'm on the first block right there, right here in the corner. This is the second block. Very pretty.
That's the opposite.
And this is the opposite. Okay, so this is, it just goes in the opposite corner, right?
Yeah.
Is that the opposite corner? Yep. Okay, now this is the next one, and this goes right here, and this goes right there. Nice. Yeah, I think it's right. Do you think it's right? I think it's right. Take a bow, Teresa. Woo! 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 So, anyhow, how did we do? Okay, now there's still more. Teresa stood up. She didn't want to sew. She says, I thought. Okay, watch. Yeah, okay, so see?
All right.
See these seams? There and there. And what's going to happen?
They go right
They're going to lock together.
They're going to lock together. Yeah, they're going to lock together. They are going to all lock together. Over in the next side, it's the same thing. They all lock together. They all lock together. So how about maybe we'll just jump over to this stack, okay? Are you okay?
Sure.
Don't leave.
Oh.
See, what I would do, this is all ready, I would just go ahead and flip the middle row to the left and stack it. 1, 2, 3. Then I would take this one and stack it. 1, 2, 3. And probably put some pins in there so I don't fall apart. So it would be all ready to sew into a block. But we have these right here. And whenever you sew these together, then when you flip them, these seams are just going to be flat. They're going to just be flat. And I actually can pin them right on top of each other and sew the seams down. They are flat. And then I press this seam open. Okay, you want to see? You want to see that one? Okay.
Want me to sew that?
Yeah, you can sew that. We'll finish the quilt. Okay, so line them up and sew them together. Okay, so, okay, Eric, go real close on this one. Real close. So this is what you have to worry about, where these two seams go along. Yeah, and the rest of it, it's only these seams. It's only these seams. So actually, well, it matches good there. Yeah, but you have to watch. I don't know if you guys have seen the new tool that my sons did together. I've been using this more and more. Now's the time for the seam ripper. And it does have a stiletto, but this is Grant's wood from his skateboards that he stacks, and then that's how he gets all pretty pieces. But they're really nice and sharp. And I found out that with this nice sharp, yeah, that, you know, and Teresa is laughing about my eyes, but what I found out is that this is really sharp. And if you just kind of go like this, you can catch underneath the stitches. Of course, I'm not right now because you're watching.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm just know that you can't see, so that's why I'm helping you.
Yeah. But see, now at this seam, you can just go and go underneath and be very careful and don't cut anything that you
know
don't
what
want
it
to.
is? Sometimes I'm making an excuse for not matching. But sometimes you stretch of the fabric, one direction stretches and the other one doesn't. So you always try to put on top the one that does not stretch. Because it's going to stretch you. It's, you know, unless you really pin really carefully. And then especially if one you have going one direction, the other one the opposite, they don't stretch, well, it's going to fight you. And I think that's what it was happening without me checking both of those things.
Yeah, I actually
Pins
did.
are our friends.
I did
Yeah.
some pinning.
Yeah,
That's
you
okay.
get to get. Anyway.
That's okay. So we have a start, and then all I did with this one right here is just add a border the whole way around the outside edge. It was just 4 blocks, and I believe it was a 3-inch border. Another strip that I used, so I used 3 of them. Let's measure. Yep, it was 3 inches. So you can just do any choice. And it didn't take long. I just got the dye on Saturday. And so I was really pleased the way it all went together. And it's just lots of fun to do. Cool. All right, are we good? We good? Woo! Thank you. And now we have another block that we can put together.